tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. I'm a minute early. I'm a minute early, so I want to hear about it. Happy Sober Tuesday. It is June 3rd. Don't forget to pay your rent. Rent is due. I only know because we had to pay our rent yesterday. I had to, I mean, my wife and I have not been this destitute in a long time. We are broke. I'm so poor I can't even pay attention. But God continues to provide. What is the Rolling Stones song? How does that go? Can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, that means action. If you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Right? And problems are problems. You're going to take them however you're going to take them. Are you going to use your tools? Are you going to use your tools? Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you. Are you going to use your tools, or are you going to, are you going to fuck around all day with it? No. Isn't it nice to have options today? That you're not required to get mad at something in order for it to be taken care of. I'm not saying I haven't been angry about it. I gave myself, my mom taught me something when I was younger. Just one thing though. She only taught me one thing. Not true. She taught me other things, right? And what she told me was, Dion, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad, but give it a time limit, especially when it comes to being really angry. Give it a time limit. Michelle says, I was short 370 this month and I'm making it work. Yeah, see, we're all kind of going through it. I ain't alone in this. Right? But we got each other. At least we got people in our lives that care about what happens to us. This all leads to happiness, by the way. So what's great about the topics that we talk about, they all match. They all connect. They are all connected. Good morning, Amber. It's good to see you. I declared Amber my BFF. She probably already has one though. So okay. She's one of them. Aren't you allowed to have more than one? I don't even know how those rules work. No. Amber is a dear friend of mine. So we've gone through a lot together in the little over 2 years that we've known each other, maybe about 2 years. Yeah. Got some good friendships, man. All right. Should we do introductions to get started? I think we should. Amber says, I'm out here hustling and slanging tie-dye and chips. Grind hard. Since I've been on my new meds, I've been like laser focused. And so I'm going to be doing, I thought about doing, because you want to know something I really love doing? I love taking the hose and just cleaning off I don't know what it is about water. So I thought, what I could do is just go buy a power washer. I got a chunk of money coming up, right? And I thought about buying a power washer and just, charging $50 to do your driveway. Something nice and simple that brings in a little bit of money. Maybe I could get back to bumper stickers. Yeah. See, I couldn't pull it off because I couldn't focus on what needed to get done next. It's crazy, man. It is so weird feeling this way. I'm getting used to it again. All right. I've been smoking a little bit less because I haven't had to get up from the TV a million times. I can sit there and watch a full fucking show. It's weird. It's weird. It's awesome. It is so nice to not have my brain bracing compulsively. It is so nice. I don't feel overwhelmed. It's weird. All right. Amber says, get the power washer. Good morning, Leisure. Good morning, Heather. Leisure said, speed does that for us ADH people. Laser. Yeah, it's a laser focus, man. You may notice it in these lives. I'm not, but I don't want it to take the fun out because those little distractions are fun. They're kind of fun. Heather says, greetings from Mission. Going to be damn near 90 degrees today. Well, it's raining and cold in Colorado. Glad I cut my grass yesterday. Now it's going to be even greener. Right? I'll get a little air in here. Get a little air. So, we were doing introductions, weren't we? Welcome, Daily Trudge. Dion, host. Awesome host. Best host. Host with the most. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. Is happiness the goal? We're going to be in As Bill Sees It, for anybody that would like to follow along, on page 306. 306 for anybody that would like to follow along. I don't think happiness or unhappiness is the point. How do we meet the problems that we face? How do we best learn from them and transmit what we have learned to others if we would receive the knowledge? In my view, well, let's talk about that first. I don't think happiness or unhappiness is the point, right? And right here, here's the question. How do we meet the problems that we face? Are we facing them with a good attitude? There's some problems that might come along where you might actually get a little excited because you actually have a tool to work with it now. You know what these problems are? They're learning. They're educational. Why is that? How is that? Well, don't we turn our past into good use all the time? Huh. See, I went through a lot of bullshit with Medicaid. Now I know how to get through some of the red tape. I know how to help you get your driver's license back. I know how to help you get a bank account if you're not allowed to have a bank account through your Social Security. I know how to write a resume. I can teach you how to cook ramen. I can teach you how to do laundry. When your check is $370 short, you can teach other people how to still make it through the month. See? Are they problems? Or are they learning experiences? See, like the other day, we made a mistake. We didn't reapply in time for something, and no biggie. Got it taken care of. We might have to wait a couple of days. We'll see. May not even happen. Who knows? But I did the work. We can either work towards the problem or we can complain about it. But sometimes we need to complain about it a little bit to a closed mouth friend so we can get to the answer. All right. Now, I used to run around all the time. If somebody just did this, if somebody did that, I would be happy. If this happened, okay, it never happened. It's like saying I'll be happy tomorrow. Tomorrow never gets here. And happiness can only happen in one place at one time, right now. Happiness can't happen 5 minutes ago or 5 minutes from now. It can only happen right now. I have found that happiness is a dividend. Balance is the goal for me. Balance. Yeah. Because see, my happiness can move into excitement pretty darn quickly. And too much excitement for Dion in his brain's just going to be like, we got to celebrate this somehow. We got to celebrate this somehow. But I only really know one way to celebrate that excitement: liquor. Now I got some other things too. All right. When it comes to these big feelings, you always kind of do the same thing. Just like with anger, things like if you're too excited, go for a walk. Thank God and move on. Balance is the goal. So then it goes on to say if they would receive the knowledge. Means they gotta be willing to take the knowledge. We what was it? What was I just thinking of? I don't remember. Uh, in my view, we of this world are pupils in a great school of life. It is intended that we grow and that we try to help our fellow travelers grow in the kind of love that makes no demands. In short, we are trying to move toward the image and likeness of God as we understand Him. Imagine, imagine if we all treated each other like God treated us. Imagine if we could ever get to that place. We'd have utopia, wouldn't we? But then we wouldn't be learning. Then we wouldn't be growing. You can't have happiness without a little bit of unhappiness. You can't. I call this my warm blanket theory. No, I did not steal this from somebody. I came up with it when I was like in my mid 20s. Right? It's like when you go to bed at night, you know, you're younger and your dad refuses to turn the heat up, but now I'm that person. No, keep the don't no heat at night. But you sleep better when it's cold, right? But anyway, so you wake up and your blanket has fallen off you, and you're sitting there shivering, right? And you're so then you grab your blanket and you put it back over you, and you get this warmth. You get this immediate satisfaction of warmth, and it's and the comfort is great, and it feels really good. But it wouldn't have happened if your blanket didn't fall off you. You wouldn't have felt that warmth because it was compared to something, the cold. Happiness and unhappiness are the same thing. Without without a little bit of stuff in our lives. It's like regret. I still have some regrets, but they don't ruin my day anymore. That regret is now motivation to become better than who I am today. That's the difference. That's happiness, balance, serenity. Leisure says you can only see the stars in the dark. I remember growing up, you used to be able to see the Milky Way and everything, but now that we've got buildings and light everywhere, you can't see it, man. It sucks. You used to be able to see the Milky Way at Mineral on Broadway. Now, yeah. Call it light pollution. That's why the mountains are awesome. You get to see the stars. Stars. I can't help it. It's a Resident Evil thing. All right. So we do this, and then we have the kind of love that makes no demands. Notice that unconditional love is in pretty much everything. You want to know why? Because love's the answer. Love is the answer. When pain comes, we are expected to learn from it willingly and help others to learn. When happiness comes, we accept it as a gift and thank God for it. Yeah. So where does happiness originate from? Pain. Pain. Pain is the best motivator in the world. Yeah. But if you can get to a place where it's not a requirement, where you change of your own accord because you understand that humility and character building are the process in which you do not need to utilize pain. Is pain still going to happen? Yes. But that doesn't mean we need to make it worse than it already is. And we alcoholics are very good at that. We're very good at making more out of something that doesn't need to be. Right? We can learn how to become one in brotherhood, to be a friend among friends, to be a father or a mother. So we all have these titles and stuff, right? I've noticed I don't know what it is about Gen X and them wanting to be called Nino and Cece and all these other names. And you know what I told my grandkids to call me? Grandpa, because nobody else is using it. I don't need to be separated. No, I want to be grandpa. I don't need to be more than that. And I'm a great grandpa. My grandkids love me. Probably because they're like, Grandpa, can I have this? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's not totally true. It's not totally. Well, your mom's going to be here in about 10 minutes. You want a spoonful of sugar? Then it says when happiness comes, what does that mean? It means it's a dividend. Now, we're going to go, what actions can lead to happiness? The happiness requires action. Faith without works is dead, and it's the faith. All right. Several actions can contribute to happiness, including cultivating gratitude, practicing kindness, engaging in regular exercise. They always bring up exercise, and nurturing meaningful relationships. Additionally, finding purpose and meaning in life, actively pursuing goals, and embracing mindfulness can also boost happiness levels. Here is a more detailed look at these actions. So, cultivating gratitude. We do that a lot in AA. A lot of us write gratitude lists. Yeah. Some of us start our day out with the gratitude list. Some of us do it at night. I do mine at night when I 10 step my stuff. I don't actually write down my gratitudes. I thank God at the end of the night for the things that He has done for me, and I'm grateful for it. So I do it a little different. Practicing gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small. This can be done through journaling, expressing thanks to others, or simply taking time to reflect on what you're thankful for. They're close. That'd be grateful. That'd be grateful. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. Gratitude is another dividend that comes from a job well done, and happiness will always follow gratitude. Yeah. Someday, yeah. Leisure says some days I just need to remember that I don't have to drink today, and that's all the gratitude I need. Yeah. But gratitude's a great way. You hear it all the time, attitude of gratitude. Maybe I should make that a bumper sticker. I've got half of it set up, I believe. I don't even remember. Okay. I'm gonna talk. I've got therapy today, so I'm gonna talk to my therapist. Practicing kindness. Kindness. Not niceness. Kindness. Acts of kindness, both big and small, can have a positive impact on your own well-being and the well-being of others. Helping someone, volunteering, or simply being kind to someone can boost happiness and create a sense of connection. Maybe you're in a frustrating situation. Do not put your anger towards those that don't deserve it, and nobody really deserves it. See, if you can own your own anger, you can continue being kind. You can advocate, and you'll use I statements. I feel this way, things like that. You're gonna use an I statement, right? But the biggest act of kindness, we call it service in AA. So chair a meeting, chair the grassroots meeting, host the grassroots meeting. I'm just kidding. It's actually kicking butt. I don't mind hosting each day. It doesn't bother me. It'll get taken care of. But I'm doing service work. Most of the service work that I do is creating service work for others. It's one of the biggest things I do for service work. My thoughts each day, Dion, what can Dion do today to make the world a better place? What can I do to make my neighborhood, my house, myself a better place today? What can I do? You're driving along. You know that person in front of me. You know that person in front of you is trying to get over. I know they don't have their blinker on. I know, but you know they're fucking coming over. So pull back. Let them get over. That is not unconditional. That's a requirement. You know. It's hard to do, isn't it? Because we're in a rush. We gotta get, I gotta get everybody in their car is in their own little fucking world. Okay. You know that you know that they need to get, just be kind. Be kind, man. I went to go pick up my meds at Kaiser. I went up and said, okay, I'm checking you in. At first I couldn't find it. Okay, we found it. Then I waited 40 minutes and I came and I went up. I'm like, are you guys gonna call my name? And they found some reason not to fill it. They didn't say anything to me, but she was very apologetic. And she's like, I'm gonna get this done for you. So what does that mean? She was going out of her way to take care of me. And she said, next time, if it's been 20 minutes, you come up. I'm like, okay, thank you for letting me know. I waited some more time. They finally got it done. But because she had a good attitude, because she was assertive and she advocated for me. You know what I told her? She's like, is there anything else I can do for you today? I said, no. Thank you for being patient. I appreciated that. And she said, you were the one that was patient, but I wasn't talking about her with me. I was talking about her with everybody else. Just a simple act of kindness. Yesterday, I saw a lady. She was wearing a really cool hat. I told her. This was at the funeral. The guy, he looked great in this suit. I told him. I'm like, you look dapper. He didn't really take that as a compliment. Why not? Why not? There's something that I've been doing since I was very young. I was still a teenager. Right? And you folks probably don't believe me, but I used to be very, 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 very shy. I had to work to become this assertive. I had to work hard to be this extroverted. I did. I took a lot of chances, a lot of swings and misses, making jokes, doing this thing, whatever. All right. So what's the challenge? The challenge is this. You have to make one person a day laugh. One person a day. Sounds pretty easy, huh? But it's not, because there's one rule. There's one rule. It can never be the same person twice. And you're going to run out of people pretty darn quick. Your family, your friends, your acquaintances. After about a month or two, you're going to run out of them. And that means that when you're buying your soda or whatever at the grocery store or convenience store, or maybe you go through a drive-through, you got to make that person laugh. It's a challenge. They don't always laugh. It doesn't always get accomplished. But what it does is it gives you the right attitude while out there so that you can be a good person instead of being running around like an asshole who thinks he deserves everything in this world. Right? Engage in regular exercise. I'm not going to cover that one. I don't exercise. Not in the way the other people probably do anyway. I do a lot of yard work and stuff. But I just don't exercise that much. So I don't really have much to say on it. You will never ever get me to go to a gym. It will not happen. There's too much testosterone. What'll happen is I will end up being a dick because I will be grabbing onto all these other attitudes. I'm sorry, but no. I'm not embarrassed. I just don't want to be there. And I got a grandpa bod. I'm going to open that window back up. It got warm in here fast. That breeze was feeling good. Cool me breeze. Nurturing meaningful relationships, strong, supportive relationships with friends and family can provide a sense of belonging, love, and connection, all of which are important for happiness. You have to find the right people first. And how are you going to find the right people? Well, birds of a feather flock together. You've got to change. If you want meaningful relationships, you've got to become a meaningful person. If you want others to love you unconditionally, you must first love yourself unconditionally. It's the way it works. You will attract what it is. So go in meetings, find your people, look for your people, man. But I'm going to tell you now, you change your intentions, the people that are around you will change. They won't change. Literally, the people will go away and there will be new people. All right? Be supportive. We alcoholics are lonely people, so that sense of belonging is a big thing. It is the sense of belonging that people are utilizing to abuse other people too. Yeah, because people just want to belong. Oh, I got to follow all that. Yeah, see, AA doesn't do that. AA is if you say you belong, you belong. Finding purpose and meaning. Having no purpose in life leads to suicide. The gangbanger has more purpose in life than the kid sitting in his parents' basement playing video games all day. Yes. And I play video games. But I don't live in my mom's house and I don't play them all day. I have a lot of purpose in my life. But what is my purpose? What is my primary purpose? To stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Well, there you go. So now you have a sense of belonging and you found a purpose along with other people. And when all of our primary purpose is that, well, gosh, we really get things done, don't we? All right. So having a sense of purpose and meaning in life can provide a sense of fulfillment and motivation. This can be found through work, hobbies, volunteering, or other activities that align with your values. Pursuing goals, setting and achieving goals can provide a sense of accomplishment and direction, contributing to a feeling of happiness and satisfaction. Do little stuff in the beginning. Set goals. I usually write down goals, and they're usually just the things I do. Pray. Do the daily trudge. Read your book. Go to a meeting. These are the normal things that I do every day. But see, they're also my goals to do each day so that when I'm crossing them up, I'm starting to feel accomplished. Okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? Right? If there's a goal and it's too big, then do a little bit at a time. Maybe your goal is to clean the room that hasn't been picked up in a long time, but the whole thing looks overwhelming. Then just do a corner today. And in the next day, do another corner. Then do another little part. And after about 5 days, it'll be accomplished. Unless it's laundry. Fuck laundry. Right? Not in my house. Not in my house. No. Sunday is laundry day and it all gets done and everything gets what pisses me off more than anything is a wrinkled shirt. Yeah, no. But most people put off laundry. They don't care. They want to look all disheveled or whatever. I don't have many clothes, but I take care of what I have. Kaizen. I don't know what that means, Leisure. If you could fill me in. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment. So living in the moment without judgment. This is something that I go through quite often. You know, this can help reduce stress, improve focus, and increase overall well-being. So we all know that probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've been trying to fight the righteous fight or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay. But over the last 3, 4 months, I'm like, I don't want, that's not something I want. But it continues to pop up. But am I supposed to spend my time shutting these people, all these people down, doing all this and trying to educate people that just don't want to be educated and all these other things? They choose to stay naive, things like that. Or do I go out there and help the next person? And I was talking to Pastor Marsha about this because I'm like, I don't know what God wants me to do. But a few days ago, and it was just an epiphany, and it feels right coming out, right? It's the devil trying to distract me from what I'm supposed to be doing. Yes, it's what it is. Some kind of force. You can't, just like you, unhappiness and happiness go together, so do good and evil. You know? Leisure says Kaizen is a Japanese word that can be translated to mean improvement or change for the better. Last but not least, prioritizing self care. You got to take care of yourself first. You do. You have got to get sober, do the steps. You know, I've been hearing this a lot, and it's certainly legitimate. I went through it too. Okay. Today, I was hearing somebody speak, and they were talking about their grandkids, and they're like, "Don't don't I have some kind of grandparental rights? Don't I, you know?" And they're wanting to fight. Now they need to change, dude. You're 11 days. See these expectations we alcoholics come up with. Now, how do I know what he's going through? Because I went through it too, and it's fucking hard. It's really hard. I had the same fucking thoughts. Okay. But I figured out that I needed to change. I didn't need to try and change them. I didn't need to force anything. I had to stop fighting. And that's how I came up with the answer of what God wants me to do. Because what keeps popping up in front of me is stop fighting, stop fighting, stop fighting. That's it. Amber says, my mom tried pulling that shit. Yeah, see? No, you do not have any rights as a grandparent. Not really. It's not your child. Oh, but they're my blood. Well, you know, this is the way I saw it. This is the way I kind of saw it. When I was drinking, no, the grandkids should not have been around me. I'm too fucking dangerous. No. Uh-uh. I had to accept that about myself. It was hard. So what did I do? I went and changed. I went and became a different person. Now all my kids are back. My grandkids love me. Proof in the pudding. Family members I didn't think were going to be showing up to meetings are showing up to the ones I'm helping run. My whole family's showing up now. Whoa. So it's usually the black sheep that heals the family. All right. So what were my kids doing? They were protecting them from me. Yeah. She tried posting about it publicly on Facebook after I blocked. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sometimes we gotta block. So prioritizing self-care, taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional. I'm going to include. I'm going to read that line, but I'm going to add another word to it. Taking care of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs is crucial. Crucial. That means it's got to happen. None of this other stuff's going to happen unless you do this first. Okay? Is crucial for overall well-being and happiness. This can include activities like getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and engaging in hobbies and activities you enjoy. And that is how we work towards happiness. I'll say it one more time. Okay. He's asking me if I know anything about paranoia. I do, but my own paranoia. You want to know how I fixed it? EMDR. EMDR was awesome. I know Amber, but Amber says no need to be sorry. This was a year ago. I still have her block boundaries. She will not destroy my son's serenity. You know, that was more of I'm sorry because I know what it feels like, kind of a thing. Yeah. Uh, I have an in-law. My mother-in-law will not accept the fact that I mean, she has not one nice thing to say. I mean, she's just a very, very angry person. She uses her money to push people around. She told Shannon and I several years, I'm going to take you out of the will. We're like, so? We don't fucking care. Money doesn't, money, dangling money in front of us does not change us. Oh, here we go, huh, Heather? Dun, 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 dun. Girl, I want, no, that's the wrong one. Paranoia, big destroyer. There's a man under my bed, and there's a little yellow man in me head. It says I'm not going crazy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great day. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.